Hello humans of the internet, my name is Lettuce, and today we are here in the brand new Minecraft 1.17 Snapshot 21W08A, which has introduced a bunch of new ore types, as well as a brand new building block, and some other changes. So let's take a look at everything that has been changed and added in this snapshot. So first up, we have some changes to the grimstone that was introduced in the previous snapshot, and the change is that it is no longer called grimstone. The new name for grimstone is Deepslate, and we have two types of Deepslate, which are regular Deepslate, which is this stuff that generates all around in these deep caves, and cobbled Deepslate, which will be obtained when you break Deepslate without a silk touch pickaxe. The only difference between the two is the top texture, actually. The side textures are the exact same between cobbled and regular Deepslate, but the top texture, as you can see, is slightly smoother on the regular Deepslate than the cobbled Deepslate. And I tried, and you cannot actually smelt cobbled Deepslate into regular Deepslate, so you will need to use a silk touch pickaxe to obtain this block. You can't just smelt it like you can with cobblestone and regular stone. Next up, let's talk about ores. So all of the ores have had their textures changed. The most notable ones, in my opinion, are iron, which has had its design entirely scrapped and replaced with some lines, and copper ore, which now features a lot more oxidation, which is in line with how copper ore looks in real life. They've also all had their generation changed. So gold will now generate from -64 to 32 with low air exposure, meaning that it will, like ancient debris, try to generate not next to air blocks and will instead try to generate surrounded by stone. Iron ore will generate from -16 to 80 and below -16 in small amounts. Copper and coal ore are pretty boring, just generating from 0 to 96 and 0 to 192 respectively. Lapis ore will generate from -32 to 32 normally, but also will generate from 0 to 64 with no air exposure whatsoever. Diamond ore will generate from -64 to +16 with low air exposure, just like gold. And redstone will generate from the same layers, but will generate exposed to air. And then iron ore, this isn't iron, this is emeralds. This will generate only in mountain biomes from 32 all the way up to 256. We've also received some new Deepslate ores to go along with the new Deepslate covering the walls of the new deep caves. So we have Deepslate ores for gold, iron, lapis, diamond, and redstone, which are the only ores that can actually generate this low. Next up, we have a brand new building block, which is Smooth Basalt. And Smooth Basalt looks like this, and it can be crafted by putting normal basalt into a furnace. And Smooth Basalt has actually replaced Tough as the block that surrounds the amethyst geodes. Don't worry about Tough too much though, because it now generates below Y0 in large patches, just like andesite, granite, and diorite do above Y=0. Andesite has been replaced by Tough and no longer generates below Y=0. Next up, we have a change to the Spore Blossom that you might have noticed as I've been flying around here, which is that the Spore Blossom will now create falling green particles in a large area around the block. So you can see as I look around here, maybe you can't see it too well just because of the video compression, but this whole cave is filled up with these swirling green particles created by the Spore Blossom. So you can now place just a single Spore Blossom in an area, and the whole area around it will be filled up with these swirling spore particles. And lastly, the slime and honey blocks have been officially placed where they belong into the redstone tab of the creative inventory. So that's just about all there is to talk about. I'll probably come out with a video in a day or two about my personal opinions on the stuff in this snapshot, but until then, I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time everybody. Bye!